Alright, it's September 4th, 2018, 11:02 p.m. Xbox cut itself off again. Had this happen the other day. I reset the whole box. And this has only happened within the last like 30 seconds. It's cool to the touch. I don't know if because the fan, air conditioner in the house, I don't know if that's real right. I mean, the fan audible in this video probably wasn't right. The Xbox is pretty cool. I mean, this plastic here is completely chilled. A very, not even tight, I mean like a little bit, like right here, the plastic around that area is really chilled. The box itself is pretty much cool. Right here, it's, I mean, the air conditioner, it isn't very cold, but it's chilly. Like, I mean, it's pretty dang. It's a whole lot less than what average temperature is, put it that way. Anyhow, what'll happen is it'll give me a message if it overheated. It did that in the past, only like maybe twice prior. What I'm going to do here is, I can't speak right, and it's frustrating me because I just had some oral surgery done, and that was interfered with too, is upload these videos and show electronic jamming because they're threatening up, yo, what's up, why don't you come try it? So they also have all kinds of corrupt forms of law enforcement and authorities helping and participating. I go in to represent shit. They can't provide me with anything that they want done, I'm wanted or not, or any stupid ass shit that happens, excuse the lingo, of per se they're doing it legitimately, they're making it legal while they're also gangbanging, drug dealing, and doing whatever. This time the message did come up and I was streaming, but I still feel there's electronic interference with it, because that sun gun was completely, I mean, the airflow, there's ventilation, all the rest. I blew it out, swept it, all that stuff, like vacuum, blew and vacuumed that just in case the dust was flowing around. Anyways, it didn't do this all day yesterday. I streamed for 5 hours here, 5 hours there, 3 hours here. This is only a maybe like a 48-minute stream, and on top playing the game, and all of a sudden when I was about to do really good and also hearing verbalization, the camera won't pick up that verbalization, but I can hear it. Anyways, with the neighborhood problems, there is electronic jamming and interference going on, and not even just jamming functionality, phones heating up. That's all key ideal. Somebody's tapping or interfering with the devices that are being interfered with. Anyways, that's also cost and expense on myself. I got a bunch of hoodlum ass punks that want to run around. One minute they're law enforcement or working within, but the next minute hey, what up, you know, I'm hardcore pimp. Well, pimp, just like you know, you're trying to make it out that they persuaded the local police, which is the truth, to interact with them. In Tucson, Arizona, something happened in 2002 where I was understood and given the understanding and had an investigation type of situation, which I didn't erect, the police did, of other police officers participating with community crime and associated with and allowing a certain amount of stuff, you know, basically siding with people that could get them in criminal trouble, even though they're the police and all that. While that basically, it was understood, authoritative abuse of power. They're utilizing that to help associate themselves with the other criminal activities and powers in the community that they're not supposed to. Anyways, so that's what I'm saying. Corrupt authoritative power is involved, and threatening. And like I said, I've went through, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just going to start standing my grounds and pitching it out completely. This community is just completely nasty, screwed. They want to play community power like they own and have the rights to control me. At which point, yes, I understand behavioral controlment, social controlment to a certain point, normal social works in society. But hey, you wouldn't happen to be interfering with my ability to comprehend that, right? Somebody else has brought that up since New York City. There's been multitudes of states that had people intervene, but I didn't stick around because of the problems of trying to get away and that's been many years. It isn't just a couple. We're talking probably about a decade and a half now, 13 years worth. Florida, Texas, Arizona, even some in New Mexico, Colorado, New York, Ohio here. And I can't blame Ohio because there is outside stuff in Ohio as I traveled through Ohio or went elsewhere. Not that I lived, but I was elsewhere and was told it not Ohio representing, it's only Columbus. And basically they started just only doing the city. And to me, I wasn't thinking, you say Columbus, it's Columbus. You start it if it has something to do. They was trying to also go basically build the stage of what it is. Columbus is the city, Franklin County is the county. If they had the power, now and then you got the state, city, county, state, some shit like that. Anyhow, they was trying to pit out from other places in Ohio. Basically, like, hey, we're like Cleveland, we're like Cincinnati, we're not Columbus. And it wasn't in a bad way. They need to take their city attributes and walk them on down the damn road. But with that being done, they're just trying to agitate shit. Somebody is in here systematically messing with me, has been for too many years. They would not have intervened in Arizona the way they did. They wouldn't be intervening, and I wouldn't be able to go talk this and at least have someone tell me, hey, I'm a professional, and I understood not just understanding what he said, but the way I'm explaining it or did explain it to them, and mesmerizing the power and the force and the police and detectives and agents that were around me, it made a connection. I could not have made that up. While somebody else is just blown all the rest of the bullshit. You can't say nothing, it doesn't matter. You don't have any rights, I'm not going to listen to it, I'll tell you what to do. I'm being held communally captive by power and restraint, but not physical completely. Even though the physical attributes, they don't have to be touching me to be utilizing a physical restraint of type of situation. A lot of verbal restraint, it's all illegal. The mental health agency and institution here, while I was probated, and they started finding out there's perjury that happened with all those probates and all kinds of other stuff, I just let all kinds of shit go. They're the ones that came up with understanding also basically being held captive. Even though that situation erected itself from plenty of other places like Colorado Springs, of me being held captive. That's very harsh. That means I don't have the privilege or right to live life normally. That something is holding me away from the capabilities of life that I should have. And somebody with law enforcement presence, which I've already had come into aspect of, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I go to another agency and they're like, nope, you're lying, or they're lying, or basically they're being really, basically it's misconduct. Well, I called internal affairs. There's been a lot of internal affairs all over the place. And even internal affairs, the officers that interact and told you that information, not only was it wrong, they don't have a right or a place to do so. Type of situations. So them trying to authoritate of a certain amount, and they didn't even have the right. They just abused their power of authority, their representation. So anyhow, the police are involved with the same thing of trying to make it out. We're also in here taking away your rights. So if I tell you not to use your cell phone, you don't use your cell phone. And I'll be in the middle of the damn city park, per se, or bicycle trail, walking down the street doing a daily journal. What? And then also given the what, you want me to mess it up on you? And it has been messed up right in front of interactions happening. The video got messed up and somehow I posted it on the website, Target of Unlawful Acts, and all of a sudden either they said OneDrive repaired the video, but it was like 2 months later. But maybe the whole video isn't there, but I did take the screenshot that was there because I don't have the original file or something. Something happened to where all of a sudden the video is partially correct. You don't see what was going on where it was pixelated and all that stuff. It happened multitudes of times right there across the street from the police department or one of the police, subdivision police department. Anyways, there was also about the night that happened, the news article or the story blog article on the website. The night that happened, I was recording some things for myself, and there was an incident that happened, and as that incident was happening, I couldn't record. It wasn't recording the visual effects and like me being threatened of what you gonna do. We're law enforcement. You touch me, I'll put your ass in prison. That's assault on a police officer. Multitudes of different states, a lot of authority jumped out when busting that. A lot of the police officers were told directly, interactions like that, he beat your ass. He beat your ass. That's personal. And on top, looks like it's self-defense. Your authority won't authoritate shit to him. You'll be stripped of all your shit. That's what they've been told. Multitudes of different states. Not just one place, not just, hey, hometown this, hometown that. I'm done tired of the bullshit. Anyways, all this video of electronic jamming, even though this time around I did get a message. Even though I find it unbelievable. One, I just reinstalled everything on the Xbox just in case everything's all messed up. But I just did 2 days worth of streaming and broadcasting, 5-hour broadcast apiece, and that did not happen. So what's the diff with it happening? And on top, when it does happen, little antics, noise, sound effects, yo, what up, puppy? Hearing from the outside to the inside, anybody and their mother, just like when I went out to New York City, there's people out here, they ain't supposed to be doing that. Most people brush it off because they think it's, well, just a public incident as far as, you know, it won't happen again. But they didn't know that I'm being followed around neighborhood to neighborhood, day, night, at all times with this shit happening. So now bringing it to people's attention is kind of hard to do because a lot of people don't understand what's going on. It's unbelievable the power that can get away with while there's supposed to be law protection and everything else there to protect oneself. But anyways, I'm going to end this video myself. I say that in all my videos due to electronic jamming, videos being tampered with, the video recording itself. I keep a watch and on the video recorder because it'll stop itself, and they was jamming that. You didn't even know. I could press the record button right after it stopped and it wouldn't record. Like, they stopped me from having the function of recording. That is completely FCC illegal ships. Even if it's law enforcement with the right to do it, the things that I was doing, recording the daily diary, or, well, look, this group of people are interacting out inappropriately, and if I keep the phone hidden, you know, not even trying to be obnoxious like it's in somebody's face, but keep it hidden or keep it in the low profile, even say, oh, you're recording me, you recording me, hey, you fucking stalking me, excuse the lingo, you threatening my life. I was told by an agency, even if you ain't threatening it physically, you did socially, and he has every right to stand against you, even to the point of protecting himself no matter what. You go to your law enforcement, you trying to utilize them in a brutal way and systematical assault, and that's coming from one system agency that understood the situation, that also flows through all those states that I mentioned of somebody trying to persuade a systematical assault and has done so. I can't see how the system, I walk out straight ass out into the public defender's office and the prosecutor's office, and they want to play games. They want to act like, well, this is a different state, different strokes, different folks. Well, hey, you wanted to play a whole Ohio thing. I went around Ohio and I've been told to bring back a message basically of, you're not representing the rest of us. I know that. And that was from other legal authority agencies and people. Huh. What's up with that? Oop, now you've left my mind and assaulted me with the power that you're supposedly got the rights to use that you don't, and tried to make me believe that you're empowering something that doesn't even exist. You don't even have a right to it. The power of the people, and all those people said no. Now the power of your people was also, and this has happened, they took and restricted the rights of those people because they perjurized, they lied, they made false statements. The power behind your people is due to the respect of understanding that you would oath to the truth of what you're saying. It's life-threatening. You're about to take the man's life socially and create a situation that he can't live life normally or in peace, whatnot. So it's just as much damaging as holding a gun to someone's head. That was a mental health or a mental institution with understanding, because I was fighting the hell out of them. They started acting like they was gonna kind of swerve or mistreat, but I won't say they did or didn't. There was too much stuff going on, and it was just like, my case is not normal to anything else. Even they said so. Oh, we don't care. What's up, what's up, what's up? They keep throwing out my older brother's name, and my family's toxic as hell. And they keep utilizing him like also another intimidating factor of power. All the way around, pitting me down. Your brother will always be better than you. He owns your ass. We own your ass. This, that, those, whatever psychological, assaultive, completely threatening shit could happen. That's like walking up to a kid and every day calling him fat, and it's not just a regular person, that kid's family making him feel like he's been disowned and all the rest, which I have been. It's too much to explain. I don't want to put my personal business out there because they did the same thing in 2008. They followed me to New York City, and hey, if you don't want to have it said out in public, don't post it. Rule of thumb, and that's when cyberbullying started to take an initiative. And these guys are out there showing it ain't bullying one minute, and then the next, by law and definition, what they was doing really was. On top of following me completely to another city, another block, but yet a whole nother state. Not even just in the same state trying to play state power. You're not doing nothing for your community and the power that you're saying you're living with. You're doing nothing but, and they are doing nothing but entertaining themselves, and not even just entertainment. Trying to kill somebody and show, yo, what up, fool? Trying to play one hard gangster but turn around and act like they're the police. Or find out that they are off-duty or trained personnel, and I have problems with that too. People who's taken certification in the education but are not employed, and that's been busted. That was busted in Colorado Springs, and to me that's really harsh where Colorado Springs is. I grew up many years there as a child all the way into adulthood. Colorado Springs is not exactly home, but at the same time, so much problems that some things straighten themselves out. Law enforcement on some side. I'm not trying to, figure out, not just figure out, but say everybody's bad, but there's a bunch of bad people there. Corrupt, wrong, unlawful, perjurizing, don't give a damn, trying to completely dominate, control, or do whatever they want for their life, and no matter what. But the law enforcement there was, if it was them, there was only a few select that stepped out against and went against the grain, and what I'm going to say is maybe somebody came from out of state, Washington, D.C., or higher above, and started dealing with problems. And when you have to have somebody higher above to come deal with those problems, then it's major. It's not some like, oh, you can't handle it, ha ha ha, you don't bang around us, you don't do this, you don't do that. What I've been told, you can't make a complaint about me doing something elsewhere without you following me, and you didn't have a right to. Mental health was told I was being, because I was recording videos even back then before I went in public, that I was not just like kind of stalking, but I was evading people's privacies. I'm weird, I'm whacked, and all the rest. Then what the fuck are you? You just followed me across the United States sticking your nose, and the definition, sticking their nose up my ass, is what the mental health agency said. No, that's sticking their nose up your ass. While they're lying to us, acting like as if you was out there like trying to stick or trying to, pry into somebody's privacy to find out they're in there running, and it is just running your mouth. Oh, discriminative? I don't even think you have the feeling to understand or the intelligence to understand discriminative. Anyways, so with that being spit out, electronic jamming, yes, excuses, haha, overheated, kinda strange, everything's overheating, the electric box, in multitudes of different locations, TVs, cell phones, scooters that are rentals that work on electric power, cars. Are you telling me, maybe it's electrical problem in your house, maybe it's bad electricity wiring. What do you think about a car? You plug, hey, goofball, you plug your freaking car into the wall, and with it not being too hard, yeah, there's electric. No, let's do a gas car that you can't plug into a wall. There is still electrical. What up? External electronic interference. I can get some of the devices, some of its DC current regulators like magnets or a magnetical wave that can discharge or overcharge electrical currents. Anyways, that's just a little bit of touch of what I've understood, but I've lost a lot of information. They've wiretapped my stuff and assaulted me, systematically assaulted me. We are more intellect than you are, and I'll assault you with that. I can understand the math problem better than you, or I understand the problem and you don't. Anyways, I'm pressing stop on this video and uploading it over. This is the second time. It shouldn't be right whatsoever. Guarantee, because all my other devices are having problems and I'm being threatened. Rod, throwing out my name like I'm a child. I ask about my independence by the county, not the city. The county overdoes the damn city, and they told me they ain't nobody's allowed to do that, not even the authorities. And that's how I also got internal affairs involved with some other law enforcement, and then me being threatened because I had the audacity to contact internal affairs onto their word and say so. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video with that being said. I'm tired. I've been sick physically. I just had all my teeth removed, well, upper part, due to somebody saying I needed to. And right as soon as they got done pulling some of them, they was kind of bad, but they used the words, oh, we could have used fillings. Huh, fillings, like teeth fillings, or maybe your own fillings. Maybe I'm in the wrong, not scolding them, but there is interference in that dental office. And what, you too stupid to walk away? Being threatened on the other side you better go take care of yourself. That's mentally unstable, or that's systematically unstable. We ain't dealing with it. I'll make a problem out of it. No matter which way I go. That's being held communally captive at the least. Just like Tucson, Arizona, Colorado Springs, Florida, and all these places. It's time to take it federal, put it that way. I bet you they're committing a federal offense rather than it being a small slap on the wrist violation or misdemeanor or even a light charge. Guarantee they're committing the hardest shit, and there is a lot of government involved with it. A lot of people, and hey, Cuba, I always bring that up. Them people got the rights to make complaints and it not be deemed as being weird, whacked, strange, mentally schizzy. They keep doing the schizophrenic, ha 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 ha. Are you trying to cause schizophrenia? Are they trying to cause PT? They've already caused PTSD. That's mental assault. That's technically definition. Degree-wise, it'd have to be severe enough to be what is called psychological assault, psychological harassment. But at the least, what the agencies have told me is emotional assault. It's above emotional harassment of what they're doing, which is hardcore stuff. Psychological is above emotional for sure. But not pitting it down in any ways or making any type of negative or understanded negative value is worthless towards emotions whatsoever. But emotional assault is severe. Then what would you call what we kind of was talking about? It gets into psychological assault. By terms of the system, you're talking hardcore severity stuff. Very hardcore. Government treason, corruption, and stripping them of their rights. Colorado Springs, Colorado, they tried to get gangsters involved. They didn't understand. Some of them I won't say I'm friendly with, whatnot. I won't say I didn't want to see you get in trouble because you didn't understand the other person's using you. And at which point, yeah, you may have already had your problems. You down, I ain't going to take all that away. But I am telling you, was trying to let them know to a point that, you know, you're going to get wrapped up, and next thing you know, I couldn't do nothing. I won't say I couldn't do nothing about it. Law enforcement stepped in, started arresting affiliated gangsters on their own behalf, and what I was understood and told is they're going away immediately for 2.5 years. In the system, they don't even have a right. They've been stripped of some of their rights and privileges. Is that a revenge assault against myself? I didn't make the complaint to those police. So it's kind of like battery. We did it intentionally? No. There's a bunch of situations. So yeah, there's been situations like that. Which one was truthfully the one to stand on my grounds to help me out without inducing any type of threat, intimidation, pain, or suffering? It's hard to get out in one single video and make understandings of that. But anyhow, this is the recording I'm doing. Like I said, within the next year. I've been saying that for 2 months. It's going to take maybe a little longer. I'm going to record videos like this and also the progression of what I'm making personally, and then I'm going to take it to law enforcement and then all the rest of the bullshit and figure out what can be done. I've suffered most of my life with these pricks being able to go from state to state, being able to do whatever they want. They be smoking drugs, sitting out watching me day and night, telling me I'm trespassing on somebody else's land in multitudes of different states. They're going to hold and scold and do whatever they want to with me and talk to the authorities while they're in the midst of committing crimes, while they're trying to represent they are authorities, but you're using drugs in front of my freaking face. You're smoking crack, you're doing heroin, they're doing, and on the minimalist side of marijuana, you think your mind's straight to a point with the marijuana to tell me I'm trespassing on the land, but by law, technically, legally, you're smoking marijuana where it was illegal. Should I stand up? You're gonna slap me with a violation compared to where they was at was a felony? That's how dumb you're getting? You're threatening me while you're committing a felony and I'm committing maybe a misdemeanor? Come on. Anyways, and not just trying to rub in drug use. Not trying to say, haha, I got you caught up. The same thing, why shouldn't I do it though? The same thing they've done to me? Yo bitch. Wait a minute, 1 minute I'm your bitch, next minute I'm intimidating, making you afraid for your own safety, so you're reporting it to someone? It's called systematic assault. You're lying through your frickin' teeth. Or they're lying through their frickin' teeth. And it's even worse than utilizing that catchphrase to find out by an authoritative psychological agency that has authority. It's just crazy. Anyways, I'm pressing stop on this video and uploading it. I'm here in Columbus, Ohio, Westside Bottoms, just for the hell of it. In case somebody ever wanted to come out and figure out what's going on in the community. Ha ha, hee ha ha, no ha. No more ha ha. I don't need to feel like I'm owned by you. Peace.